As we started to come towards the mountain and fly by it, this horizontal disc turned vertical.
The connection was lost.
Alaska is a place known for its vast wilderness, mysterious disappearances, electromagnetic anomalies, tales of bizarre creatures, and last but not least, jaw-dropping UFO sightings. A handful of such incidents have contributed to making Alaska a hub for extraterrestrial suspicion. In this video, we'll go through Alaska and uncover some of the most bewildering UFO sightings the land has ever witnessed. Keep watching till the end of the video to know if this North American state has ties with alien beings. As we get into one of the most significant and credible UFO sightings in Alaskan history, we encounter an incident that teems with both fascination and pure fear. Theo Chesley, a pilot with about 35 years of experience and a flight time of 15,000 hours, reports a chilling encounter that dates to October 2019. Chesley was flying and he was northeast of a mountain with an approximate distance of 30 miles. This is when he spotted something in the sky which seemed to have a tail on it and had a little bit of a wisp coming out of the object's back. As he began coming towards the mountain and flying by it, the object which he had spotted, which was then a horizontal disc, gradually turned vertical. As he observed this disc, he noticed that the object came over and seemed to be parked by the mountain. But what made the object so terrifying and opened up the possibility of its relation with aliens was that it had held its shape. And this made it clear to Chesley that what he was witnessing wasn't a smoke ring. But that wasn't all. He saw something fly out of the mountain, a second object. Well, the next thing he saw was a green orb that showed up on the side of the mountain. Things grew tense, and that was when the initial object was pulled out of shape, as if something flew inside of it. When several extraordinary incidents struck at once, it did seem extraterrestrial, which led Chesley to leave the scene. According to him, the object was about 40 to 50 miles away and had a width of a half a mile. But for Chesley, this wasn't his only encounter with alleged extraterrestrial activities. That's right. Though this had been the first astonishing encounter for him, this didn't end up being the last. During his next encounter, he was all by himself in a different aircraft, and as he looked out the left window, he witnessed a huge cloud formation that seemed to emerge out of nowhere. The formation occurred above and to the east of the mountain. The sky was absolutely clear and calm, but with the cloud morphing into several different shapes, things didn't seem to be serene. The cloud seemed as if there was a black object inside. Chesley had his aircraft on autopilot, and as he looked down, he noticed that he was 35 degrees off course, heading towards the mountain. Well, after he shut the autopilot off, reset the heading, and set the airplane back up, he realized that he was once again heading back towards the mountain. That's when he sensed that something was wrong and that this might have something to do with the cloud he saw. He then decided to go manual, and it eventually set things right. His experience there will give you the creeps, and yes, this might have a relationship with visitors far from our planet. Since March 2021, the U.S. government has received more than 350 claims relating to UFO sightings. That's right, and up until January, a large segment of the records had unremarkable characteristics. Well, this included drones or drone-like objects, or they were attributed to changes in weather, birds, flying trash, or other natural phenomena. But what seemed to be astonishing was that 163 of the 366 UAP records were classified into balloon or balloon-like entities. On February 10, 2023, an unidentified flying object, or a UFO, was shot down 10 miles off the frozen coast of Alaska. As we moved deep into the incident, it was the United States Air Force who had shot down this high-altitude object, which had entered the U.S. airspace over Alaska a day before. The UFO was shot down onto the Beaufort Sea, which is located north of the Northwest Territories, the Yukon, and Alaska. According to the Department of Defense, the object was the size of a small car, and it was flying northeast at an approximate height of 40,000 feet, posing a risk to civilian flight. A day later, on February 11th, a UFO right above Canada was downed by a U.S. fighter plane. Well, just a week ago, a suspected Chinese surveillance balloon was shot down in the North American sky, creating a ray of caution. Canada's Defense Minister, Ania Anand, said the object was flying at an altitude of approximately 40,000 feet, had unlawfully entered Canadian airspace, and posed a reasonable threat to the safety of civilian flight. All of these incidents gave rise to serious criticisms, and there were a lot of statements released on these. The Northern Command said, "We have no further details at this time about the object, including its capabilities, purpose, or origin." They added, personnel will adjust recovery operations to maintain safety. United States National Security Council Coordinator John Kirby opened up about the UFO found in Alaska. "It was much, much smaller than the spy balloon that we took down last Saturday." The White House had also made its stand on this, as spokesman John Kirby said, "We don't know who owns the object." U.S. President Joe Biden said the shootdown was a success. Also, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said that he was briefed on the incursion and he had also supported the decision to take action. The connection between these incidents is intriguing. Cedric Leighton, a retired U.S. Air Force colonel, opened up with CNN and said that he thought there was a distinction between the alleged Chinese surveillance balloon and the high-altitude item that was shot down in Alaska. Though he strongly believes in the possibility that the UFO in Alaska is a weather balloon, he also said that the same object did not have the connective capability that the Chinese spy balloon had. This difference undoubtedly creates a question that challenges the curious mind within us. Are these UFOs linked to extraterrestrials? Or, in layman's terms, aliens? The UFO was described to be cylindrical, silver, and appeared to float. It was initially detected by U.S. radar at 9 p.m. Alaskan time on February 9th. After detection, the U.S. Northern Command sent an E-3 Century AWACS aircraft to track it, which was supported by in-flight refueling. There were 2 flypasts conducted, with one on the evening of February 9th and the other on the morning of February 10th. There were a few pilots who had said that the object interfered with their sensors on their aircraft. Other pilots said that they could not identify any means of propulsion when it came to the object. When a U.S. official opened up to CNN, he confirmed that the object did not appear to have any surveillance equipment. As per the U.S. officials, the alleged object from the cosmos had traveled over Alaska before at a speed of 20 to 40 miles per hour. Alaskan Governor Mike Dunleavy released a statement shortly after the object was down. He said that it raises serious national security concerns that should concern every American. That is a reminder of Alaska's geopolitical strategic importance, and that the Alaskan National Guard is working closely with USNORTHCOM and other agencies to provide any support as requested. Alaska has risen to become a hub for UFO encounters, and this is causing the rise of suspicion among the public. The mysteries of this state could be due to the presence of something unknown to Earth. So, what do you think about the various UFO encounters Alaska has witnessed? And do you think these encounters are linked to what possibly are aliens? If you liked this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe so we can entertain you with more new videos.